Hi guys, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Twin Flame family. Again, I just moved recently, so there's still some boxes around me, so don't mind the setting. I'll be settling in soon, a little bit more and more each day. So I wanted to bring you your energy update for Collective Twin Flames for the week of January 29th through February 5th. And I have some important messages here for you for the collective. I am really feeling as though there's the combined energy for the twins for the next week or so is really about this fear of what other people think and this inability to completely shift, paradigms or shift our beliefs and thinking because we're afraid of others judging us. Now, this is really affecting, I feel like, the masculine, but I feel like it's also affecting the feminine when it comes to the feminine being able to express her feelings, like really get in touch with her true emotions and authentically express them and be very transparent. And with the masculine, I feel like he's having a bit of trouble breaking away from, the things that he's not really happy with, but he's kind of like afraid to make those big changes, those big leaps because, it's out of the norm or it's out of the perhaps the conservative thoughts that, he grew up around, out of, what people might deem to be acceptable. And we have to remember to place our own happiness first, and that those around us, when we are truly happy from within, those around us will be able to respect us more, love us better, and we will be able to in turn love them better and more purely. So I want you to think about that for this week because the Judgment card came up, and it came up in readings that I had in private sessions, and it's also come up here in the collective reading, and it's just saying like this is time to break free from what, caring what other people think, from those old beliefs, from those old, they're kind of like fear-based decisions or the things that have been like ingrained in us since childhood that are affecting our current, relationships and the decisions that we make and the actions that we take or the actions that we don't take, if that makes any sense. For those of you that this resonates with, or if you feel like this would resonate with your twin flame, I feel as though, especially with the masculine, like they're not taking action because they're afraid of what others will think. And this is coming up again and again and again as I read in private sessions as well as now for the collective. I do feel as though with the masculine card that came up this week, this was the shared energy. And then the masculine card that came up this week is, yes, it is. I hear my Stella crying at the door. She's always chiming into our readings. So it's the Eight of Swords in reverse, okay? And it's really about, like I said, that bondage to our old beliefs, that whole, it's like we're holding ourselves back. We're holding ourselves tied to the things that are not making us happy anymore. And especially for the divine masculine, I feel like this is what is true. But the masculine does have the keys to set himself free. And he is just coming up to realize that. And I feel as though over the next month through the eclipse season, and the eclipse season will extend through, I think, like mid-March, March 12th or March 11th. And this is going to be a pivotal time for the masculine there's going to be certain information that will be revealed and things that will sort of awaken within him through these eclipses that will help him see, like, I'm not in the right situation and I do have to break free. And wow, I hold the keys to do this. Like, I've bound myself through these old ways of thinking, these fear of judgment, this fear of, really moving forward, allowing myself to move forward in happiness and joy and authentic alignment because I'm kind of afraid of what everyone else is going to think or, kind of putting my own happiness in other people's hands. Like, for example, many of you have said, like, my twin flame is afraid to leave his, current wife or girlfriend or whatnot because he's trying to make her happy or is afraid that he can't provide, stability for her when he leaves her. Like, is worried about her stability or is worried about his children's stability, worried about, And he's putting his own happiness on hold because of those things, that putting himself on other people. But see, the masculine will fully step into his masculine when he realizes that aligning with his authentic self and being able to step up and fully into the masculine where he's taking action, taking control to make himself happy. That's how he'll provide the happiness and actual stability for everyone else in his life. But see, he's not there yet because he's caught in what does everyone else think? What would people think? And, I won't be accepted, or they won't love me anymore if I do this. And so there's just a lot of fear. And I feel as though February and March will be pivotal times for pushing past this for many of the masculine twins. For the feminine, this beautiful Ten of Cups card comes up in reverse, however. But I still feel it's the ideal of that, that fullness of life, that wanting the home and family, the stability, the true commitment, the stepping all the way into it. And that it's there. It just feels a bit delayed. And, that uncertainty is still there with the feminine. And I feel as though the feminine is being called to further connect with her divine feminine, which is step into your nurturer, step into your unconditional love mode, the mother, step into your fullness of expression. And that's huge, your fullness of expression. And above, I'm working with these new Doreen Virtue Angel Therapy cards, and the throat chakra came up, okay, for the energies here. And I feel as though this is really for the feminine, especially. Well, it's for both. The masculine needs to get in his authentic voice, okay, and really voice what is truly inside of him, what his true desires are. And it's the same thing for the feminine. However, I feel as though the feminine is like, she's just having trouble being completely forthright, completely transparent with the masculine. There's I've had this with a lot of twins. There's this coy game. There's not stepping into the fullness of expression, being afraid, holding back, fear of rejection. And this is saying the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So this is all about the throat chakra and speaking your truth. I have this sign that's hanging behind me that I just got, and it says, "Hello, spring, season of love." And I really feel that for many of the twins. I feel as though union will be possible right around springtime, March, April timeframe. And in order to do it, though, we've got to get rid of the fear of judgment, rid of the fear of rejection, and really step into the fullness of our expression and our authentic voice and truly what we desire, okay? Twin Flames came up. Of course, I love when this card comes up in Twin Flame readings. And this is through the Angel Therapy deck, which is a new deck I'm using. And it says, the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. And this is just validation that we're speaking to the Twin Flames right now. We're speaking to the collective. We're speaking to you individually. And it says, follow your heart. Okay, so follow your heart is really what this is about also. This is like, make sure your words align with what's inside your heart. Okay, because we may throw around anger, resentment. We may hold back our true voice, right? Like I said, that being coy or... and it doesn't work. When we're not completely authentic, we cannot manifest or co-create with another individual or with the universe what we want to create. And things will be off kilter when we're inauthentic. And so the best way to step into that authentic voice is to start writing down your authentic intentions first so that you see them, you get used to expressing them on paper. Then start practicing those authentic expressions with those around you, your friends, your family members, those who you care about, even coworkers. There's ways to more authentically express in a more formal setting as well, or a more professional setting. Just practice. And then the more you practice that, touching base with your divine feminine and that fullness of expression, then when it comes to that big relationship, that twin flame connection, and there's time to communicate and to interface, or even in the 5D, if you're communicating in the 5D, you want to have practiced that so that it comes with ease, so that you're used to speaking in the fullness of your true expression, what this really is for you and what it means for you to express truthfully and what's in your heart. I think we all avoid it to some extent because we're afraid it won't be accepted. We're afraid we'll be rejected. We're afraid, things won't go our way, but we have to let that all go and trust, okay? And we can't put it on the other person either. Say we do express fully and we do get, rejected or don't get the same feelings reciprocated, or it's okay. I want you to know it's okay. That's okay. Go into it just with no expectation other than I'm going to be true to myself, and that's what matters. Because if we go into it like, well, what's the other person going to say or think, and will he respond or will she respond, and will she reciprocate? It's not the pureness of expression then. The pureness of expression is coming from you. And you will feel good about yourself knowing that you owned the authenticity, that you owned that you were able to step up and give what was fully in your heart. And there's nothing that the other person can or cannot do that will affect that. You will have to carry no burden. You will carry no guilt because you will have spoken your truth. And that's really important. I think we carry a much heavier burden and can tend to carry guilt when we aren't being fully authentic. And we don't want to have those regrets. And we also want to create the platform for the other person to step into that authenticity. And I think it takes one to lead. And I feel as though it's going to take the feminine to really lead that, the divine feminine. So I'm going to just choose one more card, and it's from the Ascension deck by Diana Cooper. And I've been picking these lately at the end of the readings because I feel like they're really great ascension tools for us as twin flames. So I'm just going to choose one for the collective. Oh, and we've had him before. This is Hilarion. Hilarion is from Saturn and steps down his energy through the Temple of Truth over Crete. The Temple of Truth. This is what we're talking about, speaking your truth. He helps us remain connected to our spiritual journey. As master of the orange fifth ray of technology, science, truth, and knowledge, he invites you to open your mind so that he can drop seeds for new ideas into your consciousness. He assists those who are ready to become higher channels in clairvoyance. Your guidance is to sit quietly and ask him to help you be all that you can be. I open myself to the wisdom and guidance of Hilarion is the affirmation. And I feel like this is, as he is the teller of truth and the giver of wisdom, this is also going to help you in a lot of you are saying, I've surrendered. A lot of the feminine especially are in a good surrender place or getting there. And you're in a place where you're creating, creating new projects and new endeavors, working on your mission. And let me tell you that the more you step into your feminine, which is the fullness of expression, this, following your heart, softness of emotion, speaking from your heart center, the more you'll be able to foster that creativity, because that creativity is also an innate quality of your divine feminine. And connecting all the pieces of your divine feminine together is going to repattern your DNA so it's working in a different way, so that you're thinking in a different way, you're vibrating in a different way. And this is all connected to what this Hilarion card says. Like, he's giving you the ability to trust your intuition and become, a clear channel and become this channel to receive the divine guidance, to create, the seeds of ideas will be planted in your mind so that you can create and manifest and really start to work on mission more, your soul's purpose more, and those things that really fill you up and make you feel good. And again, the divine feminine qualities, as we've talked about many, many times, are, that softness, the fullness of expression, the nurturer, the compassionate one, the passive one, the one who is not analyzing the future or so in the left brain or just really, really thinking, but is more just being, allowing, receiving, receptive, trusting in her intuition. So yeah, okay. Well, I hope this is helpful for you. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one in an individual session, these are not just readings. I have repeat clients that come to me several weeks at a time or on a weekly basis. I combine soul coaching techniques. I help you with your ascension tools, and I combine that with, intuitive guidance and a psychic reading. And I help you navigate your twin flame journey. And this is very important work, not just for, coming into union with your twin, but for your own spiritual growth, for your journey, for your ascension, and for your awakening. And, I just remind you that if it's not me, then find another healer or teacher that you can lean on and trust and go to for advisement, because this does not have to be a blind journey. As you know, you're finding these videos on YouTube, and this is about creating a community of support, supporting one another, and helping each other. So you can find my services on thetwinflamefamily.com. Just click on schedule a service. If you click on the group sessions, notice that I have 2 workshops coming up. I announced previously, but I'll say it again. In February, on the 12th, before Valentine's Day, we're doing a heart chakra meditation, a group meditation. It'll be via video conference. It's with healer Kathy and myself. We'll be using Reiki, like I said, heart center meditation, and it's going to be really powerful. I hope many of you will join us for that. That's the 12th, prior to Valentine's Day. And then on 2/22, which is a little bit later in February, it's a Wednesday, that I'm doing a workshop, which is similar to the workshops I've held in the past for the Divine Feminine. It's actually the Wounded Warrior to Divine Goddess. We're going to talk about how to turn your wounded warrior self, that wounded self for the feminine, into the Divine Feminine Goddess, and what that means, and where the wounds come from, and how we heal them, and how we step into our Divine Feminine and our goddess power, and harness that power and move through it in life and business and relationships. So it's going to be a great workshop. So check those out, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye, guys.